And Nvidia hasn't... Rather, it might be me. Oh, so I suppose I'm pretty bright today because window light, some kind of thing shining up there. So anyhow, welcome to the stream, everyone. Let's get rid of that. So I am quite tired. I woke up very early. And streaming might be a good way to keep me awake. 2 seconds. It usually makes me hiss and my skin feel so like it's burning. Not sure if it's good for me. It might be lethal. So what I plan on doing today are very basic things like this. And good evening to you as well, Addicted. So we should go out to the refinery and pick up some packaged fuel. I suppose we could put the rest of this in there. I already have Gizmo. That's enough cattle prod for me. I want a couple more of these, but I do need some rotors for that. I actually want a couple more of those on both sides, like 2 more at the other side and 2 more at this side. Do I need anything else for that? I might need some... Yeah, I have to go to the steel outpost. I'm out of steel pipe. You wish, Glass Deviant, you wish. You would enjoy that far too much. Yeah, that's a good idea. There, and there. Now, there was something I wanted to do with this. Oh, yes. I remember now. How can I do that? Well, I suppose if I do... I don't know if this is going to work, but I will give it a try. I hope it works. And then we want an entrance there. And we want a power cord there. And we want shut up cord. Heresy. We want a jump pad there. Probably aiming it at the correct location would help. Because that would be awkward. Then... like there. And I can... Whoa, whoa, okay, well. Didn't fix the wobbling, but... at least it's much quicker. How can I fix that wobbling? I need to make it go up. I don't know how to... integrate that class. Otherwise, I would love to have something like that. So I might need some help from... You know what? I'm gonna redo this whole design because I noticed at the other end there that I could do this very differently. Not that one though. Yeah, I was thinking that I would ask like Ozinat or Liam or someone like that. Liam seems to be very skilled with having bizarre stuff in his streams. Like his text-to-speech stuff is kind of impressive. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so one more. It's 8. Come on, game. Then that one goes, 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 and that one goes. No. Sparkle! Hello! Pleasure seeing you here. No, you're calling me Tentacle Daddy. Don't give Glass Deviant ideas, please. I'm very tired, otherwise I'm good, thank you. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, another one. How about yourself? How did I remove that? You're looking forward to your charity stream next weekend? There. Go there. Looking forward to it and bricking it. That sounds a little bit scary. Maybe I should also connect the power to them. Like that. Do not ask questions you do not want the answer to, Counter. That I can understand. That I can understand very well, actually. Especially when it's that many hours and so forth. Why aren't all of these running? Not getting enough fuel because I'm not doing it correctly. But I'm gonna tear this one away. It'll be fine, Sparkle. I will be happy in joining you for something, provided I'm awake and functional. Had it been today... Well, Jackbox would have worked, actually. Okay, I need I think I need an... Wait, I need a packager. Yeah. The packager is very friendly in terms of having the pipe connection at the top. That does not make Caledorn happy. Hello, Wally. Do this packaged fuel and just put this in myself. Probably need some power. Late but here, better late than never. This is gonna take forever. It needs 40 per minute. Can I? Because I don't need that much power right now. I need packaged fuel. Gareth, Welcome. Wally is frequently late. It's a staple mark of his. So why isn't... What's going on here? Need to work on this. That can go away as well. I've been experimenting some off-camera with the architectural styles. And I think I've found a way to make things in regards to the power plant look quite decent. Surely that one generator can't take that much fuel. I hate doing this. I'm not getting it. Sure, I can remove the last one as well. Now I'm guessing all of them are going to be full on fuel when I start them up again. That is a good thing though. There's a sentient garbage compactor robot. Are you drunk, Phasian? It's just a matter of the equilibrium, because that thing was taking too much, all of the... Like the fluid dynamics in Satisfactory, people seem to think that they're some kind of a mystery. They are not. They function the same way pipes do in real life. So for the fuel to come up this pipe, the pipe that's down there has to be full so that it's actually pushed up. So that's why it's going down again. Probably, Wally, probably. I know what the problem is. Might be a good idea to actually have it the right way. Although details like that, we don't talk about them here. See, now it works. You'll have to forgive me for doing strange things today because I'm tired, as I mentioned. I will be doing strange things today. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you can just give up on that class. Oh, Green Scar, welcome. I have not forgotten about you. I have just been working on my schedule and I am very, very tired, and I woke up at 3 a.m. last night. So I will be here. Just give me a day or 3. I want more than 4 packaged fuel. Okay, that's it. I've had it. Can't build that one, I think. Thank you. You've been in limbo for about a week or so. Well, I've been in limbo for a couple of days myself, although probably for different reasons. Sorry to hear that. This looks interesting. Yeah. Pollution? Not a problem. Who cares about pollution? I'm thinking I should probably package some fuel. While I'm at it, I mean. Because I am probably going to need some from when I get the jetpack. So let's bounce down and go fetch a couple more canisters so that I can package some more fuel. Dizzy girl, welcome! I am very, very happy with the results that I got in my... that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That should work. Very happy with the results that I got in my experiment for layout for what this is going to look like eventually. I think it's going to look quite nice actually. And very clean. But I do need blenders before I can mess with that. Hello, Fuego. Oh, well. Everyone's trickling in one by one today. That's nice. I appreciate that. This one can go away, and these 3 can go away as well. Because we need a container. How much does this take per minute? 40? I wonder why it doesn't give a snap line. It's kind of confuddling. Probably because the belt... No, the belt couldn't have gone the wrong way. So, there. Does this give me a snap line? Nah, why would it? Wouldn't that be silly if we got a snap line? Who needs snap lines? There we go. And then we can stick the rest of these in there. And let's just grab these. Stick them in there. I want 50, so... See you later, Wally. Lunch? What heresy is that? Lurk tentacle. Yes, tentacle indeed. That is exactly what Wally is up to. That is a weird visual artifact. So I tried to mess with the settings in Satisfactory to see if that helped the with the graphics card stuff. It doesn't really seem as if it has. I mean, does this help? Nah, the GPU usage is still at 95%. Foliage quality, does that help? Nah. Because if nothing of this helps, I might as well just have it all on Ultra. If I put things down like that. 94%. So I might as well just have everything running on Ultra. But I think I'm going to adjust the field of view down to 95. There we go. Okay, let's go back to the base. Wait, I can bring some of this stuff. Oh no. I seem to have forgotten to power one of them. Or No, I forgot to remove that one. Okay, let's do that one more time then. Remove that. Let's try that again. Yeah, that definitely helped on the speed. laundry, tentacle. People are doing all kinds of weird things on a Sunday. Well, the way of the tentacle dictates that Sunday is a rest day. It's a day for streaming and relaxation, not doing heretical things like having lunch, and especially not laundry. So this didn't help. I'm wondering... Nah, it probably won't help anyway, so we'll just have to live with the bobbing. Shouldn't be too bad anyways. I sense a disturbance in the Great Force here. Sparkle, what have you done? Oh, well, I can be Tentacle Daddy. Hey, the hand animation is gone. I liked that.
R&D inflated your pocket dimension and has provided a jetpack, which operates on oil-based fuel, for increased navigational capabilities as well as odds of survival.
That's nice. The next milestone we'll do is the gas mask, because it has inventory slots as well, but that means that we need to make some fabric. Of course, I could just buy some fabric, but no reason not to set it up. I mean, we're just sinking that that stuff anyways. I don't know how much fabric would cost us. Yeah, 3 for 100, so no reason whatsoever to do that. Let's see here. I need to dump off that crap. And I also need to do something with all of this foliage. He's in there. Why am I keeping screws around in my inventory? I've made what I needed to make with them. Who day and night must slumber in Olaya, wave his tentacles having nasty dreams. And who has the might as master of Olaya to drive humanity insane? Cthulhu, Cthulhu, tentacles, Cthulhu, Cthulhu, tentacles. I like this rhyme. It would make a good children's rhyme, I think. We also need to head out to the steel outpost. Because I don't think that I'm storing the steel pipes in here, which is an oversight on my end. This one needs to be 2 away. That should be sufficient for this specific part. Because... what the heck? This part is already fast enough as is. But I do think that I want to have a Mark 1 power pole there. And then a Mark II power pole there. Turn off the sound of my phone. Now we can do trains now, but I don't feel any particular need to do trains just yet, because most of what we need is in this area anyways, with the possible exception being sulfur. But sulfur is like... it's literally right behind there. So, there's 2 nodes, one of them being impure, but it's sufficient. Boom. Now, I can do the same thing here. I don't need an entrance. So, 1, 2. It's actually more important here than it is at the other location, or at the other side. That one goes, that one goes, that one goes, and that one goes. And we need a Mark II power pole again. Put that there. That is very tight, but tight fit should work. Yeah, that works wonderfully. Not convinced about the adult stuff that Quad is talking about. Adult responsibilities? Sounds dubious, if you ask me. Bobbing seems kind of random, actually. What the game needs is a motion sickness switch that you can turn on. You heard that you're dubious? Well, what's new? You should be astutely aware of the fact. I don't think I have any rubber on me. So I will have to put all of these in there. I can take 4 of them. I think that should suffice. Yeah. Now, I could use a couple more rotors. Anything else? Yeah. Earning income. That definitely sounds dubious, Glass Deviant. Earning income. Not sure what I feel about that. You related a tentacle poke? I did not poke your phone. I like to keep my audience here, not chase them away. So we have to go up there. Okay, I'm gonna do this now so that I don't forget, because it's starting to annoy me. I have minions who can do those things for me, so I'm all good. I need a constructor, I think. Is that the right angle? I don't trust this. How much am I producing? 60 per minute. So left output overflow. See? Game is devious. Tricks you into thinking that you got things right and then you don't. Left output overflow. Oh, the nearest power pole is there. Fabric. Okay, it's not made in that. Is it really made in a refinery? Do I have to set up a refinery? Welcome, Zathorian. I assume I have to set up a refinery. Why do I need a refinery to make a... Oh, that is very unnecessary, I feel. Yeah, no, that's not correct. I think it is there. Yes. Seems to be. And it is not. For crying out loud. So one to that side. Okay. Not on the edge. Oh, it needs water. That might explain why it needs a refinery. And it needs 80 per minute. Okay, I'm gonna have to build a water extractor then. That doesn't make me happy. Can I build that down there? I can. Is it very far down? Not really. The only question is, where do I want it to come in? Well, as a wise as an unwise man, aka Wally once said, you need a ladder. Thus Caledorn built a ladder. I think I need the water to come in here. Whee! That's how you walk the plank. Because he's short? Who is short? Wally? Caledorn is short, thus it needs a ladder. Well, I'm not sure I would want to be that much of a giant. Okay, I saw a trick which I approve of. It does require lookout tower. I could have gotten up with a lookout tower. Production. Water extractor. Apparently I need to place that in deep water all of a sudden. It didn't need deep water down there. Okay, so here it's deep enough. What heresy is this? Okay, I can do it like that instead then. You're gonna be like that. Then we need to remove that. We need to remove that. Do I want... Yes, I do. That should approximately be... Well, approximately being an estimate, obviously. That is a very, 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 very tentacly pipe. It's a shame it doesn't work. Okay. Caletentacle is short, thus he needs a tentaculator. That's why I have tentacles, quad. It helps me with all kinds of things. This will probably require a pump. As a matter of fact, I'm quite certain it will require a pump. One, two. 1, 2. Whee! Okay. Guessing I need a foundation to stand upon. And we need a wall outlet there. Then that one can go there, and then there, and then we need a pump. Don't tell me that the power thingy is on this side. No, it isn't. So that one goes there. You go away. Well, I am short. I'm just 170 tall. That's in proper metric units, not that weird measurement units that you guys use in other parts of the world. That power pole there is going to be a problem. But I don't need it there anymore either, so that's fine. To the best of my knowledge, I haven't shrunk just yet. Probably happen one day. Looks most interesting. So I need the pipeline support to be there. Can I make that look a little bit more tidy? Well, not really, but guess it's better than nothing. Because I don't think I can make that work if I put it one closer. I think it will complain bitterly. Although it might make a weird... Yeah, that actually looks better. Okay, so this thing is now getting water and polymer resin. Well, it will receive polymer resin someday. Put that there. And strike it viciously with my sound saber. And now it's receiving what it's supposed to. That's quite the difference, Fuego. Being short has its upsides, though. There are benefits. So here. And a container there. You can get into things that other people can't. You don't knock your head on things all the time. Did it only make one? Seriously? Ah, that's part of the problem. I suppose I can do something about it if I... This is on this angle here. That might cause some slight clipping. Which I'm not that bothered with. I don't think I need this then. No, I don't. I think that's the right... No, it's not. There. Actually won't cause any clipping at all. The problem, of course, being that this is a smart splitter. Getting more creative by the day here. All kinds of strange contraptions. So I'm making 60 on each side. So what I want to do probably is upgrade this to Mark II, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, there you go. I assume that you're bumping your head into things all the time then. Yeah, now we're getting fabric. How did you get spinal compression, by the way, Glass Deviant? Did you do some heavy weightlifting or something? You don't strike me as the type. My father got spinal compression because he was doing heavy weightlifting. You were bumped. Tentacle is this thing called gravity, plus you are over 100. You weigh more than double my weight then. But I'm tiny. Whereas the French would call it petite. I need to move this. This is in a bad location. I'll move it up here. Didn't know that that could cause spinal compression. All the things you learn. Hi, tiny, I'm counter. We need a new fuel generator. But I need rubber for that, so I need to go down and fetch some more rubber. You mean 3? I mean, you're the one who go to bed before 10. You most certainly do not. No, maybe it's 10:30 then. My apologies. Who would be the other dad in the chat then? I'm not a dad. That doesn't make me a dad, though. And one of the prerequisites of being a daddy, if you're... It's one of my redeems. I don't know if it's active or not. If it is active, I cannot guarantee that I will be doing it very well today because I'm quite tired. If the Gizmo one is active, then that one is still off limits because he is getting much better. As in, I don't see any noticeable effects in him now, but I'll give him a couple more days of recuperation. And now we're talking. This is true, Gloss. You have a point there. I just check that these are not backing up on the polymer. Yeah. They seem to be having some issues, actually. I need to remedy that. Yeah, that was not what I intended to do. Windows button is the wrong button. Is that already a Mark II belt? Not that I'm allowed to target it. How am I supposed to target that? I think I need to get up on it. No, that is a Mark I belt. Isn't there really one single tiny pixel I can... Oh. Okay. We'll do it the hard way then. Yes. Doesn't make it any less annoying though. Did I remember all of them now? Well, I need to set this to overflow. That should help. Oh, you got a point there. Maybe that will help. I'm producing 120 though. Means that I absolutely need that one to be Mark II as well, because when this thing stops, then everything's going to back up if I don't get... It should have been enough with a Mark I belt here. I don't know what happened there, but... Yes. That is part of my plan, what I have been working on. But I do need blenders. And then we will have all the power we need. We're just waiting for the fabric. I can't handcraft it since it's made in a refinery, so... I need 50 of it. I also need to bring back some rubber and some plastic, I think. I can go pick up that meanwhile. I could also clean up this stuff, because I don't really need 2 of these anymore. They produce 120 per minute. So this needs to be Mark III. 120, that's 360. And this one can... No, it needs to be Mark IV, sorry. I haven't set up that belt yet. Here we go, our first Mark IV belt. That seems to be... No, the rest of them are correct. You can go away. You're not using the blender? Oh, right. You used regular fuel, not the blender. I don't need canisters, but I do need plastic. And I do need rubber. Fauna as in plants, or fauna as in creatures? If you're talking about creatures, most of those are dead. There are some out there that I haven't bothered with, though. $12,000 megawatts. Why do I have a refinery here? Oh. Probably bees, as I was going to say. That should also be a pure oil node. Oh, there's a daddy spitter as well. Well, there are fauna, as you can see. That worked better than I thought. Keep in mind that when you get to nuclear power, you are on your own. I have never done it. And it's way more complex than coal and or fuel power. Here we go. Now we have another pure node there available. That island there needs to be depopulated. The poison clouds over there is not really an issue. Sitting on your tentacle is not a good idea, Glass Deviant. 12 megawatts should be enough for a modest base indeed. I mean, I had 20 in my previous... 20 gigawatts in my previous base, and I rarely used above 12. What can I delete? I can delete cable. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge of the nuclear stuff, but what I'm not looking forward to is the aluminium. Even though I've mastered it, I still don't look forward to it. But at least this time I have certain ideas that might make it easier for me to deal with it. What is that? Oh, it's one of those Mercer spheres. It's one of those very curious things that Hannah has left on the map that is definitely involved with a story, because it's a cubical artifact looking thing that has a Mercer sphere on it. But I'm really looking forward to getting up the particle accelerators, because they look awesomely cool. Can I put some crap in here? Probably. Reticent about putting the steel stuff in there, since I tend to use those. One oil node, if you use the blender and you clock the node to 600, is enough to support 16 blenders, so that is 1600 fuel. So one pure oil node can support 133, but you should make a little contingency there and run it all at about 97% capacity. So I would make 120 for 1600 fuel, because of the in-game ticks when you start building that large, equivalent of the Factorio UPS. When you start building that large, the game starts having certain difficulties with calculations, so Running at 97% efficiency for, especially for power, is a good idea. So 120 will give you 18,000 megawatts.
Milestone reached. Gas masks and filter parts will ensure increased odds of survival in gas-based hazardous environments. Fixit Incorporated would like to extend the friendly advice to not forget to change filters regularly.
You don't have to split it. You can make it... you can make it segmented. So, because if you have one pipe going to 120 fuel generators, that's a bad idea. So divide it by 4, and you get 1600 divided by 4 will give you 4 pipes of 400 each. That will support 30 fuel generators per pipe. So just use a Mark II pipe on each of those 4 segments, and you're good. You don't have to split anything. As in, make 4 isolated loops with 4 blenders on each of the 4. What was I going to look at now? Ah, more inventory space. That's good. Ah, yeah, that's what I was going to look at. I was going to look at. Do we want... I mean, this one is nice, but I don't need to handcraft 300 of those. So I think the next thing to do now is the space elevator phase, which kind of terrifies me. Slightly. Because I'm going to have to pull in parts from all over the place. Don't need that. What do I need to build the elevator? I need more wire. $60 on each side. Yeah, then divide that in half. So 1 pipe to 30, 1 pipe to 30, 1 pipe to 30, and 1 pipe to 30. Where the heck am I going to build that? I think this is going to be a temporary location for it, because I don't think I want it there. And no matter how many times I see this animation, I always want to see it because it is so cool. I could build and rebuild the space elevator over and over again just because of those sounds and what the animation looks like. So we need 2,500 versatile framework. That's nice. I think I need to write this down. Otherwise, I'll have to refer to it all the time. 2,500 versatile framework. I might actually use the alternate recipes for this. Yes, Caledorn. Versalite. That's very, very good English. Versatile framework. Eesh. I might use the alternate ones. I have never used those. We need No less than 500 modular engines. Ugh. And we need 100 adaptive control units. I should also go to the MAM. There we go. Now I have it written down, which means I won't forget. I also want to clean out those boxes that I left out at the refinery, so I think we'll do that. For some reason I've left some computers and stuff in here. That goes in there. Let's see. There was something here that I could. Well, I suppose I could get this one, but why would I? The parachute is. I can get it just to complete it. I'm never going to use it. It's so buggy. Takes 2 minutes. So. I could do that. I could go get some crystal oscillators. I should have plenty of those around now. This one I would like to get, because I would like to get nobelisks. I should install a mod so I can unlock these things. That one is completely useless to me. Power switch would be nice, but not strictly necessary. This one, I don't see the point of that unless you do some serious sushi belting. This one could also be good, because it unlocks something there that I don't remember what is. Let's just stash a couple of things in here. And pop on out to the refinery and pick up those things. And then we'll start taking a look at what we actually need to make. The only thing that I wish they could do in regards to those whomps is maybe make them a little bit less loud. It's very, very seldomly that I see the game sound go up into the red in OBS, albeit barely. So it is about -9 decibel, but it's still very loud. Like my voice, when I speak loud, stops at -5. Of course, if you guys break me, that takes it up to 0, but that's just for a split second until the compressor kicks in and reduces it back down to -10. Take all, take all. So the breaking me tentacle. No. People keep breaking me but by giving me donations and subscribing and doing weird things to the poor TTS announcer. When you subscribe or give a tip or something, you can type a message with that, and it's read out loud by my friend Closette. And everybody loves Closette. Wood goes in here. Should probably fill up that container here. And sort this one. I need to do something about that container. Or rather, I need to do something about the way that I've arranged things. these in here. I don't particularly need to go around with fabric. Yep. Now power situation should be very stable. Yep, maximum consumption is way below our actual production. So, we need Borg cubes. Because I am absolutely certain that one of these can only be made in a manufacturer. I think it's the adaptive control units. And maybe even the modular engines. 2 stacks of those. That thing is so big, I need to move it. Okay, so the alternate recipe for framework is also done in this one. That is a horrible recipe. That is also a horrible recipe. That isn't too bad. Makes 1 modular engine per minute, but this is the basic one, so... That is a horrible recipe. Oh dear. Well, at least we only need 100 of it, so that's good. 7.5 automated wiring per minute? Wow! Are you for real? I'm not setting up that. Assembler, missing reinforced iron plate. That's not something you see every day. Let me guess, I've emptied that container. Moving right along after having read a weird, bizarre comment. Assembler. Versatile framework, that is simple enough. It needs some baby Borg cubes and some steel beams. We only need a mere 2,500 of them, so that shouldn't be a problem. But I can write things down, at least. So, versatile framework. $5 per minute. Assembler. That requires 2.5 modular frame. That's not a problem. And 30 steel beam. That is also not a problem, but it's going to be annoying. The other thing we need is modular engines. That's made in a manufacturer. And I'm guessing that I only have the... yeah, this one is bad. Modular engine. 1 per minute. Manufacturer. We need 500 of these. Takes 2 motors. Might have to set up 2. 15 rubber. And 2 smart plating. That that means we need to make smart plating as well. And finally we have the adaptive control unit, which requires automated wiring. At least we only need 100 of these. One per minute. Manufacturer. I guess most of what we have now is going to be used for making stuff for the space elevator. Needs 7.5 automated wiring. Needs 5 circuit boards. You shouldn't call the strange creatures shifty-looking space cows. They might take offense. Needs 1 heavy modular frame. Except for the automated wiring, this isn't that bad at all. 1 computer, so we need 100 ore cubes and 100 computers, which that should be simple enough. The automated wiring, I mean, we could use this one, but I don't have any high-speed connector production currently. Versatile framework, I could also use this one. But it's a minor improvement and it requires a lot more stuff. You save a little bit of steel beam, but you need to use more modular frames and you add 30 rubber, which would be fine if I were doing the recycled rubber at the moment, but I'm not. This one might be interesting, because we need 5 smart plating. Need a lot of it though. This one might actually be interesting. I could target it to 4 per minute, since that's what we need. And we'd have 2 machines making... The problem is that it requires rotors. And we need 1000 motors. How many does this thing contain? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1200. We do have the motors we need. But when I start removing motors from this one, it's going to start up producing motors again. So then I would have to cut off the rotors from the production line. Or just cut power to the motor assemblies, I suppose. The other way of making smart plating is in the assembler, I think. Yeah, I know. It's just silly to use one manufacturer when I can just use 2 of these. Those alternate recipes aren't really... I mean, they're not good. They're actually quite crappy. Which surprises me. The rigger motor, that is actually quite good. But I don't like the fact that you have to use crystal oscillators, but it is a good recipe. These two... I don't understand why anyone would use crystal oscillators to make beacons. Okay, how am I gonna do this then? That's 6, so that's not enough for... But I can get... Yeah, I can get really underneath that. I think I'll do that. And we'll remove these and replace them with glass. That should be enough. Hold and go forward another 7, and I think that should be enough. I am going to remove this again because this looks weird, but it works. And you're gone. One thing I should do is put up a little fence here. And then I think I want to put the space elevator out in the corner there. Needs 3 inputs. Looks so random with all of these things sailing around in midair. I think we have enough room here to build the parts. But of course, first we have to watch this again, because I like watching this, as I mentioned earlier. It's time for a whiff. Ah, much better. I don't remember how many of you remember that conversation we had about space elevator and stuff like that, but I had an interesting comment on that place. Find that. That long ago already? There we go. It was from Steven1R2 6 days ago. I am late to this, but low Earth orbit is only 1200 kilometers away. 128-minute orbit. The other end of a space elevator, the station, will need to be a bit beyond geosync orbit, which is 35,786 kilometers from mass balance. Nowhere near the moon, which is at 385,000 kilometers. So a space elevator would be a little bit shorter of a cable than if we were to attach it to the moon. Most of you probably already knew that, but... Okay, I need 1000 smart plating. I suppose we could set up 2 manufacturers making modular engines, which means that I would need... Yeah, that should be fine. We have the motors here, so that's not a problem. If we have 2 manufacturers... can I has tower, please? Smells food here. Hey, Liam. Good morning or something? I assume you've been sleeping all day after your shenanigans. I hope you had a good sleep. It is. I've been doing some research today, working in a sandbox environment. A bit. Yes, I expected as much. I hope you had a very good sleep. So I have some rather massive plans for our power generator area when the time comes. Why am I building 2 of these? No, I am building 2 of these. That is correct. I need 2 of these, and these 2 are supposed to make modular engines. Thank you for the lurk, by the way. It is much appreciated. Now, this is a merger, so I cannot use that as... how much is each of these producing? 5 per minute. And these require 4. So I can just take one of these and split it off, I suppose. Problem is the distance here, because I think it has to be here, and that merger is there. 1, 2... Well, it should work, actually. Should. Yeah, what I'll do here is I'll remove these. Then I will add a splitter there. I don't really need this one to be a smart splitter because I'm not going to be using under the engines anyway, so I can just use a regular splitter here. I'll hook that up with a lift. Take that away. Make another lift down. Hook that up there. Then do that. I might be tired, but my brain obviously is still functioning somehow. I always detest finding the distance from those. Why did I do that? That was not very smart of me. Let's just have that there. The truth of that counter is that I do not have a sleep schedule. I sleep, but there is no schedule. Now I need 4 smart plating, and to get 4 smart plating, I'm going to set up 2 assemblers making the smart plating, and I think I'm just going to put them here. And for that, I'm going to need... $1,000 reinforced iron plates and 1,000 rotors. The reinforced iron plate I can just take and put in a container, but the rotors, I haven't stored them, I think. Oh, I have. Ooh, biocoal. Adhered iron plate. That is a strange recipe, but so what I would need then is to put a container. I want to make sure that this is far enough away. I'll put it there. Now I don't think that will line up, so I'll have to build this one aligning with that. Now, let me make sure that I have my math right here. I don't think it is right. Because I need to make 500 modular engines. Isn't that right? If I need 500 and it makes 1 per minute and it takes 2 per minute, that means that I need 500 times 2. So I need 1000 smart plating. And each smart plating requires 2 and 2 and makes 2. So it should be 1000 of each. Now, does this align to any of these outputs? No. Does this align to any of these outputs? No. That's fine. I can make a turn and have it come in here. I need rubber as well. That's simple enough because we can just take it off of that. The rubber needs to go in there, so I think I'll remove that belt. That's on 5. And this one is on 4. Now let's put up these before I do anything else. You need to go away because you're in the wrong place. That has the entrance backwards, that's good. Now we need a merger here. Yep, that works. And that needs to go up to height 4, so we need 4 of them. Like that. Now that probably won't work. I think it looks better if I have it there. So 1, 2, and 3. And we needed 30 rubber per minute, so that's not a problem. Now I'm going to put a couple of extra foundations here, otherwise I'm going to fall down. And then... yeah, because why on earth would I get snapline? Because as we all know, that is silly. Okay, I cannot use that. Do that. And mark... well, no, actually, mark 2 lift. Hook that up there. Another mark 2 lift. Actually, no, I don't need rubber for anything else currently, so... that's the rubber dealt with. I did not mean to do that. And a splitter 2 away here. That can go to height 3. And this one can go to height 4. Connect up those. And that one, and that one, and that one. That's not right. Okay, and in one of these we need to put reinforced iron plates, and in the other one we need to put rotors. Reinforced iron plates we have here. Ah, this is not going to be enough since these stack in 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait. Is enough. I may have miscalculated now, but... I think I said 2000. The other one we are going to need rotors. I have no idea where I stored in here, but somewhere there should be a container of rotors. This one? No, this is modular frames. Or maybe I tore that down. I think I might have. Because this is reinforced, or this is iron rods. Yeah, I tore that down. Okay. So unless there's a container somewhere in here, which I strongly doubt. Why is this thing started up again? Oh, because we're sending motors over there. What's the default recipe for stators? We need 4 per minute. I mean rotors. Iron rods and screws. That isn't so bad. Ah, that was a waste. Can I build this close enough? Is that close enough? Yes. Set this to make rotors. Makes 4 per minute, and I believe that's what we need. Yep. So this one needs iron rods and screws. I suppose I could make some bizarre contraption. Let's continue to do these. Caledorn reader, that was nice. That one we will be using in the future. But we do have iron rods. It's the screws that we have to make. These take 30 ingots per minute. If I have 2 constructors here that make cast screw, I believe they take far less. So I shall not question your mind there, Counter, for which you will probably be very grateful. I believe that... Oh, that's too close, actually. That works. And it's still too close. But now to the other one. Okay, so this works. Have a splitter here. And a splitter here. That's all up to the eye of the beholder, I would say. Isn't that pretty? I'm making the most bizarre things today. And that... And now for the fun of getting that into the correct angle. It's very difficult to tell what's... It's this. Okay, so 3 up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we only have 1 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't afford. Well done. Exactly. Bizarre is fine. There we go. And the other one needs to be on height 4. And that's the iron rods. Not sure height 4 works. So I might have to put them on height 6 actually. However, it's going to be a slight issue. I need to pull them forward a little bit. But I don't think we need a mark. So that's height 3, height 4, height 5, height 6. And I want them to come there. 1, 2. I'm making very impressive spaghetti today. Should all be in awe of my spaghetti today. Not that kind of awe. Le grand sigh. That doesn't look too good. I'm missing iron plate. Well, at least that's readily available here. You're welcome. You were the one who's talking about tentacles being delicious, so consider it my revenge. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That goes there. Welcome back, Wally. 1, 2, 3. No comment. You did you? Interesting. Good for you. Yeah, 20 per minute, that should be fine. I never seek revenge, Wally. But if given the chance... So we have a power pole there, so I can build one here. And get power from that one. I wasn't seeking revenge, I said you can consider it my revenge, because he was talking about how tentacles are delicious. In all of his innocence. Okay, now we're making those. We are making rotors. The iron rods just have to arrive. Oak steel ingot seems fine. Never gonna use it, but... I'm highly amused by this. Okay, that means we are making modular engines. You spawned in all the elevator parts. Okay, that's even not something that I'm going to do. Although it has been tempting, but I mean, maybe it's useful for people to see how I build them.
When we arrived here, I lost many jewels that had been in my family for generations. If you could get your hands on my family jewels, I would be deeply appreciative.
Why are Mark 1 belts so slow? Now we do need to connect up the lifts to this one as well. Yes. Indeed. There's the power pole. The power pole. No, I can't build a power pole there because there's a belt in the way. I can build a weird power line then. Really? We go. I assume you're on a mobile device again, Wally? There are certain things hinting at that, like your response 1 minute after I said something, for instance. I should make a countdown thing that would now count down until Wally actually makes the response. That would be entertaining. Yeah, that was about 40 seconds or so. Next item on the list. Would be the modular engines. Because now we are making modular engines. I mean adaptive control units. I'm glad you made a precision statement there, Hunter. You had me confused for a moment. So we need one manufacturer. I think I could use a lookout tower just about now. Manufacturer. That looks good. And we also need... That's going to be annoying. going to be massively annoying. Doesn't matter which one I use, I still need a lot of steel beams. Could save half steel beams by using rubber instead, but I need 2,500 of the versatile framework. Good afternoon, IKM1, and 8 days. Opening up tier 7 and 8 was fun. That in a dune desert. There are many fun things there. Let's see, 2,500. I do make 5 per minute, but that means I need 2,500 divided by 5 is 500, so 500 multiplied by 30 is 50. Can that be right? Do I need 15,000 steel beams? Takes. It's gonna take a while. Now if I use the other recipe, I halve that to 7,500, but I still need 7,500 steel beams. But then I need a lot of rubber instead. Wow. How much rubber? 30 per minute. How much am I using? I'm using 30 per minute and I'm producing 80. It might actually be worth it, however much I am opposed against it. Problem though is that I need the automated wiring as well for this recipe. That probably also requires something horrid. So I suspect it requires, yeah, it requires stators and cable, so that's not too bad, but 2.5. It's not that one, it's the adaptive control unit. Oh gods. The adaptive control units need 7.5 automated wiring. That's going to be a pain. What does the alternate recipe look like for the automated wiring? Nah, that requires high-speed connectors, so that is out of the question. So I'm going to need to set up 3 of these. This 150 cable per minute. Oof. Oof. $150 cable. Means I need another copper node because I need... I can add that if you want, but I need your explicit permission. I need 5 of these. That makes 30 per minute. How much copper? 10 wire producers. That's 150 copper ingots. No, I don't, because I need rubber. I lack rubber. If I had the rubber recycled stuff set up, then I would be using that one. Or actually, no, I wouldn't be using that one. I would be using the one that takes heavy oil residue. Sadly, I don't, Teolas. I'd have to go halfway across the desert down the beach to get the other deuterium node. The copper one is closer. It's actually less work to do it from copper. I have an untapped copper node. No, I don't need to explore. I've everything I need. Just near the base. It's just a pain to set it all up. However, by the time I've set it up, then the adaptive blah blah units are probably going to be, or the modular engines are probably going to be done. If I just send these into the space elevator, then I can tear these down and I can do the alternate recipe for the versatile framework. Yes, I suddenly turned into Elmer Fudd. The one that requires rubber. Because by the time I'm done setting up all this, this is almost assuredly going to be completed. Can I? Not entirely, but whatever. No, it is entirely. Okay. Why don't I ever do... maybe. It's hard to tell. Doesn't matter. So this one goes... Yeah, snap lines are hard. Assume it goes here. Encroaching others' clearance, so it does not go there. Apparently it goes here, because the space elevator is a little bit bigger than I thought. So there. Yeah, I'm going to be done with that by the time I get back, since it only requires 100 of them. No, that's the modular engine, so it needs 500, so I'm not going to be done with it, but it's going to have made some rather decent progress. What else do I need to bring with me? Concrete. I should go pick up the car. Surprised Peps hasn't shown up. Must be very busy. Let's see. Ah, he's probably... Let's see. The car is down here somewhere. How much fuel is left in this thing? Not much. I think I'll just put that in there. And we'll drive out to the refinery and I can pick up some actual fuel. I don't... Yeah, yes, you're right. Peps is probably off driving a forklift. I thought you were talking about my buggy, which is doing weird things. So the thing that I was talking about earlier, for those of you who might not be familiar or aware, is if you look at that thing up there, in the world there are several of those weird geometrical shapes, like that white marble-like rock up there. And I don't know what significance they have, except that they probably have something to do with the story. I hope he has better driving skills than I do. Yeah, and that's the thing with all of those geometrical shapes that I've found in the world. I think I've found 3 or 4 of them so far. They always have either a Somersloop or a Mercer sphere. So I'm curious what the signal... Some of them actually look like altars. Huh, Facian? What? Oh. I'm tired, so humor might be difficult for me. More so than usual. Let's then put these in here and take this back and put one there. Sort and let's drive back to base. Now that would be very, very amusing if there was some kind of tentacled being like Cthulhu or something that's part of the story in Satisfactory. Considering the amount of hours I've put into this game, I would be very, 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 very amused. It would kind of be the perfect conclusion. I would go look for that one specific altar that I found. Because it actually looks very, very cool, but I don't remember where it is. It's on top of one of the mesa things in the thickest part of the forest. Yeah, that was what I was thinking actually, Glass Deviant. It wouldn't be too far-fetched. So it would be fun if that was something that we get to see. Wait, why am I going this way? We are going over here. Really? How agile are you things? Here we go. Yeah. More likely a giant crab, giving the not yet added creature. The what not yet added creature? Do I even dare ask? Thank you. Clip postings on Discord are very welcome. We must have removed that uranium rock that was somewhere. I think it used to be here. Because there was a uranium rock here once upon a time. At one of these little... Maybe it was... No, it wasn't. Yeah, they replaced it with Caterium ore. That one used to be uranium. I remember it was bothering me all the time. I have no idea. I haven't. No. They didn't used to be randomly spawned, at least. They might be now, but no, because that thing in the desert, the uranium rock in the Dune Desert, that's always full of nuclear rocks. I agree with Teolus. I don't think anything is random. I think all of those specific nodes are in the same place every time. Can check though. Let's see here. Well, according to the map, that's... That doesn't make sense either. Like, on the map you can enable this one, rocks. But it only affects down there. And the copper nodes we are looking at are here. So the place I was at now, I believe, would be there. And there's no signification of any rock there. Oh no, I'm pretty sure that they are not the devs having a bit of fun. I'm pretty sure that they are tied up to the storyline. Spore flowers? There is something weird now, because now the spore flowers aren't showing either. No, I wouldn't know, to be honest. But there's 151 each of the Mercer spheres and the Somer sloops. Interesting. Anyhow. It's the iron. And the copper is there. The locations definitely is not random, but you might be right on randomness of what resource spawns on one of them. That I cannot say for a certainty either way, to be honest. I really want to go and get sulfur so I can make nobelisks, because these things are annoying. Missing modular frame, really? I have to go back to get modular frames? I don't think I have any in the car either. I don't. Like, these rocks here should be removable, but I can't remove them since there is no vegetation near them. Hello. I'm not sure. I know for a certainty that some rocks are definitely uranium, without a doubt, because they are always in the same place. One example of that is the one that is on the bridge going from the Rocky Desert to the Northern Forest. That one is always uranium underneath that bridge, where there's a big fluffy-tailed hog on the top. Yeah, that's exactly what that rock would do to the buggy. Maybe. I mean, it's not a far-fetched idea, actually. rocks are very useful when you need a little bit of a resource for research, but other than that I find them mildly annoying as well. The uranium rocks, however, those I notice. And I find more than mildly annoying. Oh. I think I need... Yeah, that's fine. Too difficult to tell which plants the car will actually drive through and not. I mean, obviously it won't drive through the large trees, but those little cacti doesn't really seem like things that would be a problem for it to drive through. This thing is going to annoy me. A little bit. Which is why I want Nobelisks, so I can get things like that away. These are normal nodes, so they give me 120 per minute, and I needed 150. Might as well just power both of them up then. I need the power. Be able to get that from down here. Yes, I know the wire is too long. That's why I want it up here. Okay. Okay, so I needed how many? Those rocks. Now I need compacted coal as well as sulfur for Nobelisks, so that's not happening anytime soon anyways. It's smelters as well. Does this affect the... I don't know. Probably not if I build the smelters using smart. Nope, that works. Set these to copper. They all seem to be aligned. And... if my shirt headphones is on a Dalek... No, it's a lighthouse. It's called Torungen, which is the... No, I've completely forgotten to enable that. Sorry about that. Thank you for reminding me. 2 hours, 40 minutes without the overlay from Stream Elements. These things happen. These things happen. When I'm tired and YouTube was the last thing I did. Thought it was a what? Is that too close? No. Well, it would fit, but it isn't that. I needed how many of these? I needed... Wow, I don't remember. 10. Can't afford because I don't have enough cable, but I think I have cable in the car. Each of these produce 30, so that's 300 per minute. And each of these take 60. Guess I could make them a little bit spaced out. That. The only reason... no, it actually doesn't need that. All it needs is... Mark 1 lift. Because 30 plus 30 is 60. These. Yes, I'm aware they look weird, but this is very much a temporary setup, so I'm not bothering building all of the mergers to have it look good. These need to be set to cable. I think all of them set to that, so that should be 150. Which I will then have to get back to the base. That and Mark 3 belt between these. And that goes there. And we have to go from up there to make this correct. Station ladder. I don't have time for that. that takes a lot of time. Ah. Otherwise I would, because those are actually quite fun to make. Take them here, I think, because I need to take them in there. I like how they look. Do I have what I need to make the jetpack? I think... oh, I do have room for that here. I need circuit boards for that. I'm probably going to die horribly when I go down, or try to go down the ladder. Or maybe not. Or maybe I am, or maybe not. I don't need that ladder there anymore though. Like that. Do a little bit of a cleanup here. So, and sure that's the right way. And then this comes here. Just leave that there for posterity's sake. Merger. Yeah, that works. So, and that up to that one. And that one is going to clip. Because the game is evil that way. That out there, and I'll take this one to here. And then to here. That can go there. That the right? No, it isn't. That's the problem with putting down the power poles from a power line or using a cable. You can't see the grid. I do not approve of this. I think these are on the same... Well, of course they're not. I'm not going to be overly concerned with it. But what I can do, if I want to be overly concerned with it, is build a power pole there. That to there, and that one goes there. And that should be the cable we need for now. That looks quite funky, actually. I like this little row of tentacles going down there. One thing that I absolutely should do is build some ramps here, because otherwise I'm going to forget that I've done this. And I'm going to drive into it with my car, and everything's going to be very, very bad. All the tentacles indeed. What more can you wish for? Our situation should be quite stable since these barely use any power at all. And it's 4 per. Yeah. I'm gonna pick this thing up because it's going to annoy the crap out of me. What? Wire belts? Yeah, it takes 60. Each of these requires 60. So that's why I did them 2 and 2, because they make 30 each. That's why I have this weird distance between the constructors. Just using the basic recipe here, so... No. In my current state, I wouldn't put it beneath me to do mistakes like that. Not that I need to be tired to do mistakes like that, but you know, more prone to make mistakes like that when I'm this tired. This thing I need to put somewhere, preferably outside of the world, but coated iron canister. Mistakes when prone can be hard to deal with, yes. Not sure how logical that was, but this is gonna take some time. This is gonna take a long time. How many do we have in here now? 106 out of 500, wow. Yeah, so the cable. What did I need the cable for? I didn't need it for this one, but I needed it for the ones behind. What the heck's going on over there? Stators. I am making stators here, I think? No, I'm making them here. Of course they go out there. They go out on level 3. Why is this moving so slowly? Not that it truly matters. It's going very slowly because this only produces 1 per minute and I'm only using 4 motors per minute, so I am perfectly safe using those stators, so I can just pilfer them off the line. What else did this thing need? Circuit boards and Borg cubes and computers. All of these things I can take in containers because I only need 100 of these. So I need 500 circuit boards and 100 of each of these, so that's fine. I need to set up 3 assemblers. I think that is too close. I'm going to stand here. That should be a straight line. Yes. Wait. And you need to make automated wiring. 7.5 and I'm producing 20, so that's not a problem. Splitter 1, 2. Is that too close? Well, maybe I should have remembered that I needed a third one. So this is where the stators will come in. And this is where the cable will come in. I need the cable on level... Of course, the same level as the rotors. Can I do that? Yes, I can, and it won't clip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here. That should work. Which means that it's here. Okay, so this belt needs to go here. Is that correct? No, it is not. And then up. 2. Yeah, there we go. 2. Thank you, game. Let's try that again. 2. There. There. Finally there. And now we need to deal with the stators, and those are coming here. Done something weird here, but oh, it's that simple. The amount of bizarre things that I've done in this build is amusing. It's almost sad that it'll all be taken down again. Now I hope I didn't build these too close. Probably didn't though. 1, 2. Here I think I can actually just do this. And we need some power just to make a line going from the one over there. Okay, so we have the cable. Now we need 500 circuit boards, boats, 100 heavy modular frames, and 100 computers. So how much space do I have in my... 5, 2... One, 2, 3, 4, I guess. One, 2, 5. 1, 5, 6. This is going to be interesting to deal with. Containers. Build those. Can I do... So 4, 5, and 6. Let's do that first. I have a few. 9. So 6. For this one, we are going to need 1, 2. This one, we are going 4. Finally. Okay, now we can go pick up the things we need. The final thing, of course, is that versatile framework, which we only need a mere 2,500 of. That should be fun. Oh, that's why there's a big boy down there. Slug there. So we need 2 stacks of computers. Did I store the circuit boards? No, I didn't. That is a bit of a bother, since I need that many of them. I don't think it'll help if I put this at 100% either. Doesn't really matter. But it'll give us something and I can come back and pick up more. I'm direct inserting them. Makes sense. Grab a stack of these. And 100 of those. Oh, I need to test something. How does this work? Comes out right in front of my face, but does work. That is for YouTube, primarily, by the way. Yeah, that works. Uh-huh. If I sat up, it would be perfect. Because then it would be right underneath my face, you mean? These things take a long time to make. This can be for circuit boards, this can be for computers, and this can be for bore cubes. Now the cable crap. Or rather the framework. Needs the steel beams and the modular frames, and I was going to use the other recipe for that. Because of saving the steel beams, I think. Not that one. That one. Come back. Welcome back, Kanta. Steel beams, I'm going to have to go pick them up every now and then. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make a belt. I suppose I could go make a belt. However, I'm going to take a small break, so I will be back shortly. So, let's see if you can... Yeah, there's Phasian's brother and his... other brother as well, so they are both down there. You can watch them while I'm away. So, be right back. Happy? Even get one for free. The rest of them are asleep. Didn't want to come out here. They are as tired as I am. As is probably visible by their... Oh, they know. Need some in the background thingies. But when I turn off that, well, you could always clip it if you want to. Let's see. Do I have enough? No, I do not. I like the name Black Tree. Need a couple of these. That's for your wall, Wooly, not for mine. It would be inappropriate of me to have for me to have one of those. Let's take 2 more just in case. Other than that, I think I'm fine. I should go put away some of the rubber and plastic because I don't need that. Also, I suppose the MAM is done? Yes, biocoal, yay! Away some of these. I will have this in the background eventually, but I need to figure out how I'm going to hang it up. I wonder why the NVIDIA software is so... Apparently this is dangerous. So yeah, I framed it. One of those nice passepartouts. That'll probably be on the wall just behind me. No, I do not particularly want to become famous. Or at least I'm not aspiring towards that. Just relaxing and having fun with this, whatever I'm doing. Thank you. Those are coming here. That's a Mark 1 belt. Wait. I need to do it this way. That make a weird does. Why does it do that? Guess it doesn't like that way then. Can I add another one of these on top of that? No. Do I really need that? I don't think I need that. All I need is this. That said, that one could be useful in regards to this part. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not sure why I built that other one 2 above. I'm sure there was a reason for that that I might regret now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't remember why I built that 2 above. Did it have something to do with what's going on over there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't remember. Two, 3, 6, 7. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think what it's looking.
Not all who wander are lost.
Thank you so much for the follow, Jesper. I think I'll stop there, Jesper. That'll work. Unless, of course, it's... Oh, that definitely seems Dutch. But it could be Portuguese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not necessarily. It's very common for Scandinavian countries to write our O letters as double A's. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't help, Counter. I'm too focused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm actually counting out loud for my own benefit, because if I don't count out loud, I will lose count. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So I even do this if I'm playing on my own. I even count out loud then. Four, 5, 6, 7. I haven't really messed with how you use smart for this part. I know it's possible. Is that too far away? But I am way too tired to start messing around with how I do that right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I would have to count or know exactly what the distance between each is, and it isn't really that much easier because I don't know how many meters that is. 6. It's probably 56. Yes, but if you had mentioned something earlier, then maybe. But I'm like at the end. So I don't think it's that useful anymore. But that's not my fault. That's why. I'm going to run into a problem here. Well, not necessarily. What I have to do is very simply this. Then when we go here, yeah. It doesn't want to do that. Up and beyond. How do I do that? I can add another one of these. But I have no idea how I get that to be right in here. Well, I suppose one thing I could do is build a stackable conveyor pole. Well, I can also fall down and die, or almost. Just need some titanium in my leg and I'll be fine. I don't think I have anything else going on that angle, but I also don't think that will necessarily look that good, because now I need to have another one on top of that. The thing is, if I put this in there, it makes that weird turn. The trick is I need to have it there, I think. Then I probably can't place this, not just because a player is in the way, but because that thing is in the way. But can I remove that and place the foundation? I can. It's just a flesh wound. I'm still trying to adjust how to work with those things. Because they are kind of... and I have no idea if I'm actually going to use them like that, because... everything clips. Ah, I did actually connect them up. I thought I hadn't connected them up. One thing that I do need to go out and check is how many do I produce per minute, because I haven't written that down anywhere. But all in due time. I'll get around to that as well. Ah, that's so noisy. Let's see here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I suppose I can try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Make 2 of them the right way, please, and space them out by 56 meters. No, I'm not allowed to go beyond 54. Which is weird. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Three, 5, 6, 7. No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. A good boy. Go. Okay, now I do have those in the base, so I need to go out there and check how many am I making. I think I'm making 30-ish? Isn't it? No. Maybe it's 40. Weird number. I think each of them takes 60 steel bars. I have 2 of them. I'm making 30 per minute, so okay. That one picks me up automatically, but this one doesn't, because this speed is way too slow. And I'm not sure why. How many did I need? Wrong recipe. Manufacturer. I needed 22 and... yeah, okay, I'm going to have to use this one actually. Because the other one is a lot less efficient, so the other one is going to take a lot more time. Not a lot more time, but I can save... 1/3 of the time? Or is it half? 50%. I make 50% more with that one. However, in regards to the baby Borg cubes on this one, that's 3.75 per minute. How many of those am I making? I think I'm making more than that. Yeah, I'm making 5. Well, that might be a small problem. Not a very large one, but a small one. That helps. Another small problem might be that it might be a good idea to connect up these. Like so. And we can pop on out to the computer manufacturing plant once more and pick up some more circuit boards. Should have done this the last time. So I need one more trip out here. And then we should have all the circuit boards we need. That's pretty. These cracks look rather dramatic though. I'm wondering, can I? Yes, I can. I'm going to do all. It's going to last for 3 minutes. So there is a poll that you guys can respond to now. If you prefer to not have night, then I can use that mod. If you like having night, then respond no. I think I put the circuit boards in this one. Well, I have no idea actually. Yes, circuit boards go in this one. You've engaged in the democratic process. Excellent, Phasian, excellent. I think that I am going to let this stuff complete. I don't know how many of these engine things we need. Then it's this one. I should probably connect up this to the elevator as well. Let's do that. Carpe noctem. Yes, indeed. 1, 2. Then I don't think that's going to work perfectly. Encroaching is others clear. Are you guys serious? Coffee Stain? What the heck is wrong with you guys? Better not ask questions that I do not want the answers for. Encroaching others' clearance inside. I am at a loss for words there. That was just so stupid. Alright, I will install the Always Day mod for the next stream. Yeah, you can send them an email and ask if you want to. Why do you have to play? Oh gods, no! I'm not. No, not. Okay. So. I am going to go to bed because I am very tired, and this is a perfect time to go to bed since I'm tired, and it means that I will be awake early tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow night. That remains to be seen. I might stream during daytime tomorrow as a kind of a novelty, but we'll see. On Tuesday I have a couple of appointments, so that is why I have to fix my sleep schedule to be in order with regular Norwegian sleep schedule. Anyhow, thank you all so much for being here with me. And for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, as always, please do feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or, well, comments, I guess. You do that in the comment section. And if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, you can find me on twitch.tv/Caledorn as well. We're going to be raiding Cobalt Valkyrie. I would raid Sparkle, but Resident Evil Village, that's kind of a different... it's slightly different in terms of what the game is, so... You all have a very, very good time zone. Evening, night, morning, day, afternoon. Something. So starting up the raid, and I will see you all very soon. Have a good one.